He who smashes last has what you could call the final smash, but unless there are fires and explosions and freaking laser-equipped Pokemon flying around the screen, it's not really a final smash. It takes a lot more than being last in line to be a final smash, and today we're counting down the best of them. Welcome back to the top 10 final smashes in Super Smash Bros. Brawl. Now, if you missed part 1, make sure you check it out for numbers 10 through 6 because I'm not going to go through them again. It's not my job to compensate for your mistakes. So, come on, just go back and watch it already. We got things to do. In addition to being one of the coolest looking moves, this is also one of the game's most punishing. It's the stylish and lethal Triforce slash, a final smash in which the victims endure 17 sword slashes before being knocked off the screen with a devastating stab. Now, there are subtle differences between Link and Toon Link's versions of the move, but in both cases, it causes a massive amount of damage and can knock out multiple characters at once. Her distaste for space pirates is pretty well known, but it turns out Samus Aran isn't a fan of perverts either. Oh, what was that? You want to see me in my Zero suit? Oh, okay, fine. Stand back and enjoy the show, asshole. The legendary bounty hunter makes ogling eyes pay dearly with the Zero laser. Easily the game's most visually stunning final smash, not to mention one of its most potent. The beam expands to create an enormous wave of damage, and although it isn't a one-hit knockout, it can easily send multiple players and perverts alike flying into space. Unlike the last two entries on the list, there isn't anything pretty about Marth's final smash. In fact, apart from its retro gauge from the original Fire Emblem, the critical hit is downright nasty, and that's what makes it so awesome. One of the most devastating moves in Brawl, Marth's terminal sword swipe is a one-hit knockout for any character in the game, regardless of their damage percentage. In fact, the move's so strong, you can actually be knocked off the screen simply by being hit into by the recipient of the critical hit. Not only did Nintendo allow its former rival to join the Brawl, they also gave him one of the game's most absurdly destructive final smashes. Once the Hedgehog transforms into Super Sonic, chaos is the general outcome. For about 15 seconds, Sonic is completely invincible and immensely powerful. Simply flying into opponents causes tremendous damage. And if you can learn to control this somewhat difficult maneuver, Super Sonic can get you multiple knockouts. It has a tremendous impact on any Smash Bros. Match. Great Ether! If you're ever in public and you hear someone yell that, make sure you make like a tree and get out of there. Otherwise, you're liable to be hurled into the air, slashed 7 times with a sword that's on fire, kicked twice, diced 4 more times, and then slammed back to the ground. What's worse, that impact, yeah, it causes an explosion, so make sure that when you're running like hell. Both one of the most powerful and stylish attacks in the game, Ike's appropriately named Great Aether is our choice for the best final smash in Super Smash Bros. Brawl. So, Undertoads, let us know what you think. Did we get it right? Did we skip one of your favorites? Let us know in the comments, and as always, happy smashing!